Officially, Avi was a student at Panovich Yeshiva, but everybody knew he didn't really belong there. When everybody else was in Beis Medrash, he was in the dorm. When everybody else was learning Gemara, he was analyzing Yediot Achronot, the secular newspaper. But somehow, he made it through, and eventually he even became a chassan. Before his chasana, he went through the motions like everyone else, and he went into the Rosh Yeshiva Rav Shach to get a bracha for his new home. But Rav Shach didn't just bench him. Rav Shach made a request. He said, over here in Bnei Brak, most people are machmir not to use the public electricity. There's Shabbos generators on every corner. But you're moving to an out-of-town city, and over there are no generators. So instead, those who are machmir have to use kerosene lanterns. It's hard, but I want you to promise me that even though you're moving out of town, you're not going to use public electricity. You're only going to use lanterns, like the Chazanishniks. The chassan agreed. Rav Shach gave him a bracha, and the chassan leaves the room. As soon as he leaves the room, the Gabbai turns to Rav Shach and says, Rosh Yeshiva, I don't understand. Doesn't the Rosh Yeshiva know this bacher? This is a bacher who needs to worry about being machmir on electricity on Shabbos. This is a boy who reads Yediot. You're talking to him about chumras? So Rav Shach said, yeah, that's exactly the point. If I would tell him to stop reading Yediot, do you think he would listen? Of course not. But instead, I told him something else. I told him to view himself as a machmir, as a chazanishnik, as a special person. And I promise you that if he does that, under that lantern, he won't be reading Yediot. In the old days, brute force may have worked. We were strong enough to just say no. But at this point, we're weak, we're soft, we're vulnerable. We're like a ben zekunim. And Yaakov Avinu knew that for a ben zekunim, you need a different approach. Vayas loik soines pasim. He made his ben zekunim, his young one, his soft one, a beautiful garment. He made sure that Yosef felt special, felt dignified, felt elevated, so that when temptation would come, he would feel that it's below his dignity to fall for it. And when the time came, that's exactly what happened. He lost the actual Ksenes Pasim, and therefore Eshes Peitifar grabbed him by his undignified garment, Vatisbeseu bebigdoi, and tried to convince him that he could be doing this Avera. But Yosef remembered his Ksenes Pasim. He remembered that he was something special, and he reminded himself that he was better than that. Chazal say that he told himself, Lamed HaKadosh Baruch Hu liyizboicher me'ahuve beis Abba la'olam. The Rebbeinu Shloim takes korbanos from my family. He took Yitzchak as a korban. Lamed HaKadosh Baruch Hu liyos nigle alahuve beis Abba balayla. I come from a family of Nevi'im. I can't do this. It's below my dignity. And that is what saved him. My friend drives the Van Wyck Expressway every day, and anybody who drives the Van Wyck knows that there are signs telling all trucks to exit because of the low overpasses. But one day, right in front of him, there was a truck that didn't listen and smashed right into the overpass and got stuck underneath. And he told me that he saw the driver get out of the truck, and he hears him saying to himself, I can't believe I got stuck. I didn't realize how big I was. We need to remember how big we are. So go get yourself a Ksenes Pasim, take on a chumrah, put on a gartel, buy yourself a beautiful pair of glasses. Do whatever it takes to build your self-image up in your own eyes. And then when temptation comes knocking, don't tell yourself how big the Aveira is. Tell the Aveira how big you are.